Good morning, Santa Clarita. You're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am attorney Wade Skalsky, and this is Wade, Beyond The Courtroom. Good morning, Michael Dowler. How are you?
Good morning, Wade. I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I am well. I'm looking forward to your expert operation of the board today.
I've got the manual out.
I like it.
I'm going step by step here.
I saw that.
I'm on page 2.
I know, good. We'll figure it out. So, listen, I'm so excited today. We're going to be talking a little bit more of the performing arts, creative arts today. And the reason why I get so excited about this, I was so excited, actually, I didn't even drink my coffee this morning.
Oh.
I did not want to be over-caffeinated with my excitement.
Yeah, I'm sorry I locked you out.
No, I know. It's okay. It's okay. I thought I was going to be...
I get this phone call. It's like, hey, Mike, the door's locked.
I know. I've been doing my first live feed. So, anyway, so we're going to be talking to some performers today in the performing arts. We're doing some shows in the Hollywood Fringe Festival. I'm so excited. I just love the fact that we live in a country where people can express themselves pretty much about whatever they want without fear of reprisal from the government or from any other nefarious actor.
What, nefarious?
I just made up that word.
Wow.
I meant to say nefarious.
I'm going to look that up.
And then there was the word malfeasance. And so now it's the first ever created word on the Wade Beyond the Courtroom.
And you heard it here first.
Malfarious. All right. So let's not be malfarious moving forward. And I'd like to bring in right now Cyan McClarion. Are you there, Cyan?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You didn't know that we were going to be making up words today, did you?
No, but I'm really impressed.
So, Cyan, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Cyan, and I'm actually born in Hollywood, believe it or not. I glow in the dark, so I don't look like it. But I've got a show in the Hollywood Fringe Festival, loosely based on my real-life story. It's called I Died, I Came Back, Whatever.
I know, and that's such a fascinating title. Now, is that autobiographical, that title?
Yeah, loosely. Yeah, I actually have died. I've gone up to the heaven's waiting room or whatever you want to call it, and had my own experience up there. A little bit, spiritual, but at the time I wasn't even wanting to talk to God, so it was sort of interesting. So it kind of opened my eyes to a whole bunch of things. Hence my shows a touch on the spiritual, but it's also
So
hence the whatever.
How old were you when that happened?
Well, I've actually died twice. The last one was when I was 30.
Okay. Wow. So obviously having that experience sort of, when you come through that, I would assume that colors the rest of your life in terms of how you look at life again.
Yeah, I don't really stress out if I break a nail, I guess you could say.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, you kind of have that. Now, you're married, right?
Yes.
So I would think at home, it's kind of one of those things where it's like if your husband gets mad at you, you could just, for not, basically, doing something, you'd be like, hey, listen, I died, okay? Give me a break, right? You kind of have that go-to card forever.
I'm going to have to try that one.
So let's talk a little bit about your show. So when people go to your show at the Hollywood Fringe Festival, what is it that you wanted them to take away from it?
Well, hopefully they'll be entertained and get some laughs and also, be inspired. What I realized while I was telling it is that, it's, as specific as it is about my experience, it also touches on everybody in the sense that everybody has to face the question, do I take the easy way out or do I do the thing that's challenging? It's something that people face every day. And so me choosing to live versus just, letting it go and dying was having to choose the challenging thing versus the easy way out.
And also, too, I would think that is sort of reminds you that every day is important and every day matters. And that's why I think, is it true that that's why you're going to grab the bull by the horns and you're doing the show?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're having fun.
Now, what are the dates of your show?
The first date actually is June 6th, but as of yesterday, we are sold out for that. So awesome!
Congratulations!
Thank you. The official opening night is June 12th at 7:30, and then we have June 19th for Father's Day weekend at 9 p.m., and then on Father's Day, the 21st, at 4 p.m., and we close on June 27th at 8:30.
And people can find tickets about your show at www.idiedwhatever.me, correct?
Absolutely.
Now, there's a fun fact about you. So you're an actress as well, and you got your SAG card. How did you get your SAG card?
The That actually goes with the fun fact. As an actor, it's like there's many different ways to get your SAG card. You want them, to hire you and just Taft-Hartley you. But I was doing background work back in the day, and with my heart condition, entertainingly, I was never allowed to do sports. I got tired really easy, couldn't even run around the track, much less, anything overexerting. Yet I was cast as head cheerleader in the movie Clueless back in the day. And, so I was required to do all these things that were, look like I was doing strenuous things and cheers and whatnot that I was never allowed to do.
Did you have a stunt woman do your cheers for you?
No. It was just, it's like there were short takes, though. So it's like it was jumping, but I never actually had to do anything super strenuous. It was just more the other, in the classrooms and whatnot.
And this was before CGI.
Exactly. So, we kicked butt.
Well, there's going to be no CGI in your performance. It's a live performance in the Fringe Festival. People can hear about it and look at www.idiedwhatever.me. And Cyan, my wife and I have tickets to your show, and we're so excited to see it.
Awesome. So excited to see you in the audience. Thank you so much.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, and we'll definitely talk again, okay?
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too. All right, Santa Clarita, you're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am attorney Wade Skalsky, and this is Wade Beyond the Courtroom. Welcome back, Santa Clarita. You're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220. This is attorney Wade Skalsky, and you're listening to Wade Beyond the Courtroom.
We're rolling right along this morning.
I know, we're cranking. So we're talking about performing arts again in the Fringe Festival and shows in the Fringe Festival. We're joined today by actor, writer, producer, performer Jim Hanna. Jim, are you there?
I am here. Good morning, Wade. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, let's get right into it. You have a show in the Fringe Festival, and your show actually is a little aggressive in its comedic content, isn't it?
That is certainly one way of putting it. That's a very polite way of putting it. I'm doing a show, the 7th Annual One-Man Show World Championships, which is, the title is about as on the nose as you can get. It's telling you exactly what we're doing. We're presenting a satire, a spoof, if you will, of a very ubiquitous phenomena in theater in the United States, in Los Angeles, and certainly at the Fringe Festival, which is the solo show, which I believe, Wade, you know a little something about, since that's what you're bringing to bear.
I do. Actually, it's a little secret that I have a solo show in the Fringe Festival this year. We're not going to talk about it today, but one reason why I love your show so much is that your fun poke at the solo show and some of the cliches of it, I'm so excited to see, because I know that my show will give you some fodder for that, and I'm excited for next year for you to bring that into your show.
Assuming we get a return engagement and there's demand, yes, the 8th Annual One-Man Show World Championships next year.
And I just...
Go ahead. We definitely are taking shots at a type of theater that not only have I seen plenty of, and a lot of my friends have done plenty of, and I've also seen some absolutely fantastic solo shows, but they also, because just for another reason, and there's so many of them, there are going to be some excesses and some indulgences that I think are kind of right for a little bit of satire. So I started off, I suppose, with this, I want to take a shot at all these shows. They make me crazy. And then as I was writing it, I started realizing, that's kind of an obnoxious attitude to have, or to at least premise an entire show on. It's just, what you're doing is terrible, blah, 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 blah. And we ended up in production now, in rehearsal and in my rewriting, kind of turning it more into a discussion of what is legitimate theater, how are you allowed to criticize your peers, and if you do criticize your peers, does that make you, basically a jerk? And so, that debate has actually been incorporated now into the show, and it's kind of gotten very meta as we've been moving along.
I like it. Well, I think that in the practical sense, I think that debate has been handled, because when I go to these Fringe events for promotion or for these workshops or whatever, all of your friends in the Fringe Festival are doing solo shows. Almost all of them. So a lot of them, and here's what's interesting: some of the biggest supporters I've had at these events are people doing solo shows, and they hear my idea and they go, "Oh, that's so fantastic! Oh, there's so many shows that need to be made fun of." And
I'm guessing, it's definitely over the top. We're definitely, comedy by excess. We're definitely hitting some exaggerated stereotypes. So most people are not going to watch this and go, oh my gosh, he's clearly making fun of me. But I think that most people who do solo shows or any type of theater, they're aware of what's going on around them and what some of the indulgences are. So I do think there's a lot of solo performers out there at Fringe that are going to say, yeah, that's a fair shot. There are definitely some people who basically, maybe need to have a shot taken at them.
So this is all improv, basically.
I'm sorry.
It's all improv, right?
No. It's a Jim show is a like a play.
It's a scripted show. It's
scripted
actually,
show. Yeah.
And one thing I always feel like stressing is it sounds like it might just be a very sketchy kind of thing. It's just like waka waka. We're making fun of these four. It's basically the four the greatest living solo performers. That's the premise of our show.
Can you give the names of your characters? Can you give the names of your characters?
There's going to be 4 sketches about these ridiculous people. But it's important to me that I turned it into more than just a 60-minute sketch. I'm angling for it to be more like a true play. It has characters who have motivations and are doing things. It's just not Saturday Night Live for 60 minutes. We're trying to make a real play with, forgive the corniness, a little bit of heart to it as well. So,
Jim, I got so excited that I was talking over you. Can you give us the name of your 4 characters and the names of their solo shows in your show?
Oh my gosh, I certainly can. Real quick, the 4 performers are my friends that are involved: Darren Tunder and Tamerlyn Davis and Sarah Cheney and myself, with my friend Lindsay Ray stepping in one night. We have the greatest living performer in the history of solo performers. His name is Trent Isaacs, and his show is Stumbling Towards Valhalla. He is the 6-time defending champion. He's never been beaten. Then the 3 upstarts from the other regionals are, there is Shelby Atkinson. She's doing a historical piece about the life of Sharon Tate, which is as terribly inappropriate as you can imagine.
You think?
Let's see, Tammy is playing Allie Capri, who's the super peppy, perky, she's telling the story. It's way too graphic about how she, grew from a girl to a woman. And it's also terribly inappropriate. I come in with a piece that, quite honestly, to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to even say what mine is about, but I am this wild card who has come in, who was a substitute at the last minute, and no one knows what he's going to do. So
that's fantastic.
Forrest Lancaster is playing our host, and our director is the amazing Caitlin Rucker. So I want to get all their names out because I love them, and they've just been great.
Yeah, I'm thinking about renaming my show Stumbling Towards Valhalla. So I just think that's I love that.
It seems like a title I've probably heard before. It's such a perfect, to me, patting my own self on the back, it's such a perfectly cliched title for a solo show. It's always about a journey to some amazing goal where your life is then dramatically reformed. And then, of course, next year you've got the next version of your one-man show, because you apparently had it figured out the year before, but now you still don't have it figured out, so you continue to do solo shows about your journey to some sort of truth.
Right.
So like a sequel kind of a thing.
So so if people are, if we haven't beaten this concept into the ground this summer, we may come back. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Jim, I'm so excited to see it. I will tell you is that my wife and I, your show was I believe it was the first show we bought tickets for. So we're.
Wait, I know you don't want it to be about you, but you've been nothing but lovely and supportive this whole time. I didn't even know you a month ago, and I feel like we're friends because you're so generous and supportive and positive, and your wife as well. I just met her the other night. She's great.
I appreciate that, and with those types of compliments to me, you definitely get to come back on the show. So,
awesome.
yes, the key to coming back is just merciless compliments to the host. But Jim, thank you for coming on today. The name is the 7th annual One Man World Championships.
One-man show world championship.
All right, perfect.
The Tourney of the Journeys.
And people can find tickets and showtimes on HollywoodFringe.org. Again, that website is HollywoodFringe.org. Just search for Jim Hanna or championships, I think, is the best search word for that.
And June 9th is free. Tuesday, June 9th, the preview is free.
All right. Well, thank you, Jim, for coming on, and really, really looking forward to your show. You are listening to Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am attorney Wade Skalsky, and this is Wade Beyond the Courtroom. Welcome back, Santa Clarita. You're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am attorney Wade Skalsky, and this is Wade Beyond the Courtroom. So we've been talking some productions that are going on the Fringe Festival this year. We started with 2 comedies, and now we're going a little bit into the drama, Mike. Are you ready to get a little bit more serious?
Dramatic, yes.
Yes, good. So on the line we have David Harper and David Henney. Are you guys there?
We are here.
Nice. Two things. One, you guys are the first, I think, speakerphone group to be talking on Wade Beyond the Courtroom.
Wait, hold on. Harper and Henny?
Yes.
It sounds like a law firm. I'm sorry.
Well, not only that, but the second point I was going to make is that their names are so easy for me to remember because it's David and David.
There you go, yeah.
Yes. So, hey, guys.
We are a law firm, by the way.
Yeah,
you
that's
are, okay.
right. That's right. Yeah, these guys are my law partners.
Oh, great.
And Skalsky, Harper, and Henny.
I like that.
Cash only, or just make the checks out to David 8.
That's right. My name's first. No, you guys are not lawyers. You guys are very talented actors. And what is the name of the show that you guys are doing in the Fringe Festival this year?
The name of the show is Cold Fusion, and for fans of the whole Fleischman and Pons Cold Fusion fiasco, yes, it is about that cold fusion.
Well, and I don't know anything about that cold fusion, so why don't you give me like a 2-sentence description of what that is? Was that a fake cold fusion issue, or what happened on that?
Well, there's still some debate about that, but essentially cold fusion was the idea that nuclear fusion could be created in water at near room temperature. So it was the promise of free, clean, renewable energy for everyone.
And your play is about sort of the consequences in the. I mean, that sounds like hey, free energy for everyone. But your play sort of explores the consequences of what would happen if that actually came to pass, right?
Right. It's sort of the question of if something like that was to become available, how the government would step in and possibly sweep it under the rug where nobody ever actually knew whether it was a hoax or something real.
We're not saying that has happened. We're not saying it. We're just using art to suggest a possibility.
No, I'm with you. Hey, wait a second. What are these guys in black coats doing in our studio? Oh, no, that's just a joke. Okay. Well, fantastic. And so now, when are your guys', which theater is your play playing in?
We're at the Flight Theater at the Complex.
Oh, at the Complex. Okay, great. That's where some other good shows are. Now, guys, so how did you guys write this work? Is this someone else's work? How did this sort of the genesis of this come to be?
This script came about almost 10 years ago. It was actually one of my mentors back in college wrote it, and then I directed it the first time it was ever done as a senior thesis, and that was the last time it was done. And
that was you said in Texas?
Yes.
Are you both from Texas?
We are indeed.
Well, I will make sure not to mess with the two of you.
I think I'm the only one of the two of us that owns any sort of weapon. So.
Oh, right.
Again, the guys in the black hats are back again.
Remember the Alamo, yeah.
Right. So, okay, great. So there's how many people are in the production? Is it who's the director? How's that breaking down?
We got 4 people in the production. There's myself, David Harper, and David Henny, and our good friends Donald Gibson and Jacqueline Clare. They play two of David's friends in the play. And our director is the lovely Ingrid Moss, recently moved here to LA from Minnesota.
That's near where I used to live, up in North Dakota. So to David Harper. So now 2 things. 1, you referred to yourself in the third person, which I enjoy when people do that. And 2, you've been in 20 feature films. So you've been around in terms of the acting scene.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in over 20 feature films. I don't know if I'd call it being around. You know, it's mostly independent film, which is great. I love doing independent film. A lot of it has been mainly on film festival circuits, so nothing so far that's gotten a lot of big play in theaters. But if you do go to film festivals, you might have seen some of them.
Well, I'm impressed by that. So to me, it's you guys are big heavy hitters because, like, look, you're doing a dramatic piece. You've got a lot of moving parts. You're standing out in the Fringe Festival. So far, we've been talking about all these comedies and everything like that. But your piece also has some political elements as well. So I'm really excited to see it again. My wife and I have tickets. Where can we find information about it or to get tickets for your guys' show?
Well, you can find information on the Hollywood Fringe website.